Every time I try and get started on this video, somebody has to get involved.
Hey guys, I'm Rachel O'Leary, and it is time for a Tuesday tip. And ever since I pulled out my plants from overwintering all winter, the weather has pretty much turned into spring, and it has been raining non-stop. So I've had all these plants that I ordered that need to be potted. Actually, what I wanted to do was add them to my existing pots, but I don't want to bring in the soaking wet pots. So what I'm going to do is just for now create some new pots, and then I can move them outside, at least so they're not sitting in the house. And if we get enough break in the weather, I'll show you the progress on the plants that I already had. Now, I went over this with you guys last year, how easy it is to pot this stuff. Basically, what I've done here is I've gathered together my supplies, which is a range of plants, some of which are floating or underwater plants, a bag of generic aquatic soil that I get at the garden center. It's extremely cheap, like $6 a bag. Some newspaper to line my little containers, and then once I take the pots outside, I will cap them with the pea gravel that I have around my bins. So basically what I'm going to do first is to pick some plants that'll go together. Now, last year I ordered from this same company, and the plants were outstanding. This year they kind of look crappy, so I'm hoping they come back. I have some gold creeping Jenny, which you guys may remember. I like to put around the edges of the pots because it trails out of the pot and down into the water, and it'll send down trailing roots under the water, which is great for fry to hide in. I have some variegated iris, which I didn't order. I'd actually ordered society garlic, but they subbed it with this, and this plant looks all right. And this is one that I will put sort of in the middle with some Jenny around it, and it'll make a nice little thing. I have more sensitive plant, which is that really cool stuff, and I have a bunch in the fish room too that I overwintered from last year. I just caught a cat in the box. This video is going exactly as planned. I have some sensitive fern, and that I'll just drop in there. This is some pretty iffy looking parrot's feather, which I use underwater. It is great as a natural spawning mop for a lot of the fish I move out. The fish will go through it and spawn and lay their eggs, and the eggs will hatch and they'll go up to the surface. I have a thalia, which is a big flowering plant. You can see it's a tuber. And I have a green taro, which looks like absolute garbage. So I think what I'm going to do is do a pot with this variegated iris, some creeping Jenny, and maybe even the thalia, and then do another pot with that one that doesn't look so hot and more creeping Jenny. And then I'll take all this stuff outside, and I will throw it in the bins just so that it's in water. The other thing I wanted to show you guys was my pitcher plants from last year, so hopefully I'll get to that today as well. Now, these I've been waiting to move out because it's still been a bit chilly. So what I did all winter is I basically just kept the whole thing in a container of water so it stayed moist, and most of the adult growth died off, but you can see there's all sorts of new baby growth coming through. So I am hopeful that this plant will rebound and do really well for me. I'd never tried to overwinter them before, so I wasn't entirely sure what to expect, but you can see I've got new pitcher growth. So it seemed to go pretty well. I just stuck it in a cool windowsill that had indirect light. Next year I may do things differently. I guess you're supposed to split them in the fall, which I didn't realize until it was too late. Anyway, let's get started. Now, I picked up these pots for like $1 each online, and they're seemingly, there we go, almost impossible to separate. So if you remember correctly, what I do is I take a piece of newspaper and rip it and line the pot with it. And all this does is keep any soil from leaking out through the holes that allow for circulation. Just makes life easier. And then what I'll do is I'll fill the pot halfway full with soil, place my plants, continue adding soil, and then I will cap it with gravel outside. So you can see this is just regular old ordinary dirt. Nothing fancy, no additives, just nice, wet, aquatic soil. I fill the pot about halfway. And then I'm going to take this thalia, just press the roots into the soil. And then I'm going to take this variegated iris, place that in the middle. Open up my creeping Jenny. And have that go over the side. And then I'll add the rest of the soil. Nice and simple like that. These, I like to keep this like rhizome up near the surface of the soil so that it gets good circulation. A little bit more. Now, as you guys can see, this is a pretty messy job, so that's why I generally prefer to do it outside, but Mother Nature has her own opinions on what I should be doing today. And we shall repeat. Now, I didn't buy a ton of plants yet this year because I was really waiting to see how all the ones outside do. There were a few that came back really well and some that looked pretty questionable. So I haven't really gotten to look at them because it's been so rainy. So I'm hoping we'll get a quick break in the weather and I can take you guys out there and we can take a look. Maybe this will come back. We'll see. It looks pretty terrible. Oh well. Great. So everything else that I have is plants that will be floated, so I'm gonna go, looks like it's not actively raining, so we'll take these outside and take a look.
So you can see all those anemic looking rushes that were all along the edges. These guys have fresh, bright green new growth, which is awesome. And this bloody dock has come back like gangbusters. You can see a whole bunch of stuff. That's that same variegated iris. All kinds of stuff is coming back really well. I also have a goldfish pond and I pulled all these guys from it, so I'm going to use them in something. But for now I'm going to move these two fabric lilies over into the big bin and place the pots I just did in here. I'll show you a quick update too. You can see how much more these guys have grown just since I moved them outside. All of them are doing really, really well. throwing up new leaves. Hopefully in the next week or so, I'll be able to get out here when it's not raining and get my airline run and get all this stuff finalized. But for now, this is where I'm at. So once the weather is just a tad bit more predictable, I will take out these fertilizer tabs that I bought and push one below the surface of the soil and the cap in each of my lily tubs just to get them started. And I'll do that about once a month the entire season. And once the overnights get just a smidge warmer, I'll also move that pitcher plant outside. But since there's multiple species in that pot and I'm not sure which ones are tropical and which ones are temperate, I'm going to keep them inside just a little bit longer. Now I'm just going to clean up my mess and get back to work and hope that the weather only continues to improve. I'm really excited to move out a bunch of fish this year. Let me know down below what you guys want to see me breed outside. I know for a fact I will be doing at the very least my white clouds, probably CPD, the Danio margaritatis. I might try some shrimp outside, though I'm not entirely sure. And I have a whole bunch of interesting fish in the basement that I could try, so let me know what you guys would like to see me try. As always, thanks for your support and thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Make sure you stop by my Instagram, my Facebook, and my website, MsJinx.com, where you can find my upcoming speaking engagements, my current stock list, and information on all things nano.